Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online, my city don't show me no love and that's fine. Fuck local radio stations, I got more plays than all of these rappers combined. I'm going again, I've been going in, I'm fed up with so many things. I gotta just let it all out, I'm talking about the shit they've been talking about. Telling me I should do this, telling me I should do that. Telling me things about rap. Talking the truth and that stab in my back, they will knock me off if the game has been packaging.
I've been keeping real, I've been doing what I feel. I've been out here trying to kill every beat, I know I will. Everything I'm working on, every night another song. They've been quiet all along, they gon' notice when I'm gone.
Welcome back for the season finale of Season 3, No False Finish. And I have a very special guest, none other than one of the former owners and operators of XAWA, one half of the longest reigning tag team champions, I do believe, none other than Blackheart. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for having me on.
I'm glad to get you. We had some issues with episode 9. We got it reshot. Excellent episode with Psychor. You should go back and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Being as we are close to the holidays, I have a gift for you today.
Oh, do you?
Now, being a concierge of the fine wear, there's one thing about your gimmick that I'm extremely fond of.
Really?
And a lot of people don't like it, but I fucking love it.
Okay.
When you come out, you wear these badass Elton John glasses. I've worn sunglasses, I've worn aviators, and there was once supposed to be a team of me and Austin Chaos that never came to fruition. And we were going to wear glasses. So, I got you a gift, sir. A pair of limited edition light-up glasses.
Well,
there's a little switch on the back of them.
Yeah. Where at?
On the back of the thing. It goes by your ear.
Oh, there it is. I see it.
Yeah.
All right, what's the first question?
Hall of Fame. Let's go. What, in your opinion, is the current state of XCW wrestling?
I think it's going really good right now. This is the best season I think that we've had in a long time. Maybe the best we've ever had, honestly, for us to have come back from the pandemic and been able to put on the shows that we've put on. The quality that we've put on is just no short of amazing. So I think we're in really good shape, and I can't wait to see what 2021 holds. Are you taking me seriously while I'm wearing these?
I'm completely taking you seriously. I would wear those 24/7 if the batteries would last.
Cool.
Coming off of that, obviously obviously your start wasn't in XCW,
Mm-hmm.
but XAWA and another company before that, I do believe. You entered into a partnership with XCW. How was that partnership, and how did you enjoy the results of that partnership?
That partnership was very beneficial for us, of course, because we got more exposure out of it by being associated with XCW. But I just think that it brought 3 communities together who are already flourishing on their own, and now together they're this big unstoppable force. The Tri-Brands have been some of the most fun I've had doing wrestling shows that I can remember, honestly. We did a few last year that were phenomenal. High Rank, probably the best one. But yeah, it's been great for everybody involved, and it just basically brought together a whole bunch of people that may have never met each other otherwise, and now we're all friends. So it's pretty cool.
What's your favorite wrestling match or moment so far in XCW?
There's so many to choose from. it's tough to narrow it down. I think if I had to go, I might go recent here and go I might actually go the Fletch Chris Jones feud from this past year. There was some stuff said that was amazing to me. I'm gonna take these off for a second because I'm getting a headache. Oh, look at that! They stopped.
3 different modes.
Nice. I'll have to remember that. But no, there was a lot of really good promo work. I always enjoyed the promo work you guys do, and then the match was phenomenal. So.
Yeah. Earlier on in my XCW career, I couldn't cut a promo for shit, so you would be completely like my Jaden Tucker probably cut a promo as good as I could. But
not all of us can, come out of the box like ACT.
Coming off of that, I'd say I've worked with Fletch throughout my whole career, and we've just always been able to we'd be able to cross the line without it actually getting to the point to where we were.
Yeah.
Because everything we said was true. Fletch really did have a stroke.
Yeah.
Really did. I really did quit XCW.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So and to be able to work that way with each other and still remain friends afterward, I think is phenomenal.
Yeah. Sometimes the best promos, are based in reality. To be honest.
Okay. This next one, a lot of people have, I'm assuming, different opinions on.
Mm-hmm.
What is your opinion on alcohol and drugs in the locker room?
They shouldn't be, honestly. Outside of the show, after the show, do whatever. I'm not in charge of your life. I'm not your parents. But during the show and before the show, it shouldn't be happening.
While at the show?
While at the show, yeah, no, it just shouldn't be happening until you're until it's over and you're far away.
I completely agree. We've had I don't want to say many, but we've had a few wrestlers over the years that have had a drinking problem. Some that ironically would wrestle better intoxicated. DTC. A lot of people will be into drugs, but yeah, I completely agree. Alcohol and drugs don't really take part in shows. Earlier on in the 80s and 90s of wrestling, that's a big thing. It's why a lot of wrestlers kind of died young.
Yeah, it is. But you got to be safe in that ring with people, and you can't really be safe in the ring with people if you're
I completely agree. Anyone you hate working with in XCW or XAWA?
The only answers I would give you would be XAWA, because so far everybody in XCW has been great to work with. But it's mostly be people and I don't know how many people would even know these names, but Hitman Cox, Shade, people that are really well known for being asshats backstage, politicking their way into championships. Shade, for instance, politics his way into being world champion for 2.5 years and wouldn't drop it to anybody until I made him drop it to me. So it's people like that I just can't stand people like that.
There have been times to Fletch has this thing, and it's really smart that he's done it like this. A big match where there'll be 5 or 6 people in the match, and he'll put some obviously less experienced people or people that have issues with certain things in there. Go back to there's a ladder match. I believe it's a ladder match. It might be Money in the Bank or something. There's a ladder match. Obviously myself playing LOL, Psycho Circus Clown throughout the years, and Genocide obviously plays the character of Eternal Darkness. Fletch would put me or Genocide in that position, be able to protect the other people. And I believe in that match there was an issue between DTC and somebody else, and me and Genocide were able to break that up. And then there's another issue we did a benefit show for someone's birthday, and there was an issue where I was playing LOL, and DTC wouldn't do one of his own moves. I was literally
Ground Zero, as a matter of fact.
I was literally trying to make DTC do his move to me, and then he just at one point in the match just straight up kicked me in the face, and I've never broken character ever. And it took everything I could. You can ask Fletch after we record. It took everything I could not to rip my mask off there in the match. I waited until I got into where we were changing at and took my mask off there. And then Fletch about killed DTC afterwards. But
yeah, I've had moments like that too with people. It's just sometimes you just can't work with people.
I was going to let you answer this for XAW and XCW, but I think you've been in XCW long enough. Who do you think the worst wrestler is in XCW?
In XCW, I'd probably have to say Pat, unfortunately. He's a nice guy, and he's really loyal, but he needs a lot of work.
All right. Who do you think the best wrestler in XCW is?
I think I'm sitting with him.
I appreciate that. I am one of the common answers, along with Corey Lee.
Yeah,
Tommy,
that would have been my other answer. Would have been Corey
and Fletch as well.
Mm-hmm.
Someone you never want to work with again. It can be a promo wise. It can be in the ring. It can be like an announcer you don't like. It could be anyway.
I'd probably just the people I mentioned that I worked with in XAWA that I didn't really care to work with. Just anybody that's like that, basically. I've never really had a bad experience, thankfully, here yet. So but hopefully that continues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there? Who do you want to work with again that you already have, or is there anybody that you haven't had the chance to work with, or that you totally would love to work with?
Who do I want to work with that I already have? Corey, 100% hands down. I can always have a good match with him, and I know that. Who do I want to work with? You, number one. Number two, Tommy, for sure. I've only really got to work with him in tag team matches, and I would love a one-on-one with him, and I think we could tear the house down.
Yeah, because working as a tag team is fun, but also when you get the chance to actually do singles, you can do a lot more stuff. And Corey Lee, an amazing opponent to work with, and I've worked with Corey Lee many times.
Same.
This is a question many people get asked.
Okay.
And I believe you worked here long enough. Do you think that you obviously, being an owner, you felt some of the pressure that Fletch has faced over years? Do you think that Fletch has a short fuse?
Justifiably, yeah. Justifiably, I would say. When you do have that enormous amount of pressure and you're doing all these things, and there was a time that he's not doing all of this now, but he was like editing the shows, distributing them, filming them, writing shows with help from other people. There's a lot of pressure, and sometimes it's just like you can only handle so much at a time. Sometimes.
One time with a broken foot.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's justifiably so that he has a short fuse, and I probably would too, honestly, in the same situation. And I have, because I've done all that. Yeah. So I know how it feels. So,
what is Blackheart's biggest fear? Doesn't necessarily have to be wrestling related. It can be, but what is one of your biggest fears?
Blackheart's biggest fear? Not being able to perform it the way I used to perform. I think that's my biggest fear right now. Just because I've been doing this forever, and I don't know how much longer I have left, because I've been wrestling for 18 years, so I don't know how long I can go, but I'd like to go as long as possible, but I just don't want to get to the point, where I'm working matches and I'm just not
happy with your work.
No, yeah, I don't want to ever be to the point where I'm just like consistently unhappy with where I am, because that would be the point where I'd be like, I think it might be time to hang it up.
Yeah, and then going off of that, we've all done weapon shots that were stupid, we didn't like, we didn't want to do, or what's the worst weapon shot you've ever taken? Everybody's taken lots of different weapon shots.
I have been hit with everything. I'm telling you, everything.
Samesies.
Anything plastic just hurts, like wiffle ball bats or anything like that. Fishing poles. I know you've probably been hit with fishing poles, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, those aren't fun. Oh, God. I consistently, in XAWA for a long time, I got back, almost every show, I got back body dropped onto a plastic kids table. That never felt good, especially if there's like a
Tommy's the king of taking stupid back body drops or moves on this, like whether it be a toolbox, a fucking doghouse.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw
bucket.
That. Yeah, oh, man.
Personally, for me, I'd say probably windshield wipers by Tommy, or just one like I mentioned. I'm pretty good at not breaking character. The DTC kicking me in the face about broke me.
Yeah, right.
But there's one other instance, and I believe it was 2005, and I was wrestling Vapor, I think. But he hit me with a square box fan screen, and it's plastic, but like it just scratched me all down my temple and down my nose, and it pretty much about sent me over the edge.
Ooh.
One more question before the break. This is something I was interested in knowing. The drama what happened that led to the final closing of XAWA, and then also recently recently, I mean, I couldn't find no history on you really, but also recently, there's something about XAWA starting back up.
Yeah, that's not exactly the case. So XAWA's closure, we actually were open up until March of this past year, 2020. And we actually filmed an episode of Worldwide that aired in March that had some build for our first show of the year. But we took it down. There was a bit at the very beginning of the episode. It was an implied love scene between Blackheart and Mint Dragon. And there was nothing shown, there was no sex shown, there was no nudity shown, and the only people that had any issues with it that I know of were people within XAWA. One in particular got so mad about it that he quit, and another one...
Adrian Hollow, correct?
Yeah, Adrian Hollow. And then we also had Katana, who hadn't been involved with the product in about 7 months at that point, butt her nose in, and we got into a huge argument that ended with me basically just quitting.
The following transmission is from XAWA.
How long I've been waiting for this, Eric?
You have no idea how long I've been waiting.
Wait. As much as I want this, you haven't seen me in a while without this. So I'm giving you an out right now. You can walk away and I won't hold any grudges.
Jade, I don't want to walk away. This is what I want.
But I'm a different woman.
It doesn't matter to me.
You don't know what the house did to me. The scars that are all over my body, my face. Like Deacon knows what I look like somewhat. I mean, you really want to see.
Yeah.
Okay. But you might not like what you see.
We'll see about that.
I don't have my normal face. Like Trinity tried. But this is real. It's real scale, real horns. This is me. Or if you want to walk away, I'm fine with that.
Jade, it doesn't matter to me what's on the outside, okay? I fell in love with what's on the inside. And I will stay in love with what's on the inside.
Mi amor.
Oh man, I missed that.
Yeah, it's been
And
a
leaving
while.
XAWA. And because I actually own half the name, the Anarchy part.
One was Cyrus Mason, right? Is that
Yeah,
the
Cyrus Mason's the other one. Yep, that is correct.
I brushed up on some history.
You did your homework. But yeah, so them starting up as XAWA, I have talked with the people that are doing it, and they are only doing it as a temporary thing. And I've told them by the start of next season, it needs to not be that. But they are renaming it. They have names in mind, so that's good. But yeah, it's a whole bunch of bullshit drama that shouldn't have happened, to be honest with you. But I'm not going to ever go back to there. I'm now here for the rest of my career, so.
I know Fletch is smiling ear to ear hearing that.
I bet.
So on that note, we're going to go to our commercial break. More when we come back.
Just me and you, hands full of blood.
barbed wire. Oh my God. Will Smith. Oh, that's a crutch just wrapped in barbed wire. Oh my God. That metal pole, that metal piping. Oh no. Oh my God. He's bending that pipe over Smith's head. Oh my God, Barb.
Well, I got news for you. Maybe you should turn around.
The fuck are you What the hell is Corey Lee doing? Kick to the shin! No! Oh my God!
And we're back after that great video footage. Compliments of XAWA. Something I've been a proponent is never forgetting where you come from. And me and Fletch probably have like differences of opinions on this, but obviously I didn't start in XCW. I started in other companies, and I've just throughout the years met people, and then finally I met Fletch, and then bam, we are who we are today. I go to his house on holidays, all that stuff. But throughout my XCW career, I've always went back, and if Justin Parsley is the main guy that I'm associating this with, I've always went back. If he like did a reunion show, I'm there. If he started another company and I wasn't doing anything else, I'll help him out, just because it's where I started. Even though I don't talk to him really as much. He's a proponent and a catalyst, not talking about Kevin Harris, but a catalyst of mine and Fletcher's friendship today. So what's your opinion on people wrestling for multiple promotions?
I mean, I've always thought it was fine to get yourself out there a little bit and get a little bit of exposure. I don't know what that was about. To get yourself a little bit more exposure has always been a good idea, in my opinion.
I agree. What's your opinion on women wrestling in XCW? Because there was one point where we tried this once before, and actually Joker was going to be in the women's division too, because we'd always have, like, I played 4 characters at one point. And
Been there, done that.
And it just never came to fruition. So what's your opinion on women wrestling in XCW?
In XCW, I'm not sure if it'll work just because of how male-dominated it was. In XAWA, it worked because, well, first of all, the main woman that we had is 300 pounds.
And Dragon?
No, we had Katana, too.
Oh, she was the only wrestler that I've seen.
Yeah, she was, Katana was a wrestler that we had for a long, long time, and she's obviously like 300 pounds and can whip any man's ass, so that made sense. But yeah, I mean, she can throw me around 260, so. But if it's written right, I feel like it could work, but like, it's gotta be, I feel like there's gonna have to be a division here in order for it to actually work, just because, you know, how would that make somebody's credibility look if they lost to somebody that should legitimately look like they have a chance? Yeah,
like,
it should be built right. It should be written right. It should be justifiable.
For example, like TNA did this thing where Tessa Blanchard beat Brian Cage.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's justifiable.
It's not believable.
Yeah, no, he's way too goddamn big.
And like, we've had issues with just like females as managers sticking around. Like, we've had some long-lasting females. Emily Moore's a big focal point in XCW.
Mm-hmm.
Allison Moss was a camera person for a long time. Like, we've had them involved, but just actually being able to keep women consistently without the backstage drama.
Right.
So it's never really worked out for us. Okay, the next question. No one knows this guy in XCW more than you do. And like I said, it was hard to write this episode, so I pulled to get some Blackheart opinions on some certain things. And,
all right.
You've been friends with Hayden Bex for a long time.
Yep.
Real name Josh, for anybody that doesn't know.
Yep, correct.
You've been friends with him for a long time, and he puts a lot of stuff out there on Facebook. A lot of, not all of it's bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not all of it's bad, but he puts some pretty negative and crazy shit out there. Does he have like a history? What's your opinion of like his Facebook activity? Because some of it is like self-harm related.
He has been doing that for a long time, unfortunately.
Because he's a cool guy.
I love hanging out with him and I love wrestling him. I don't quite know exactly what's gone so wrong in his personal life that he's posting these things on Facebook, but he needs to be around people, honestly, a lot more than he is. because I think that's a large majority of his problem. He seems to only really have any kind of fun when he's here doing wrestling, which is what he loves to do. Yeah. That's basically all I have to say about that.
I've been through this with several different people. Has there ever been a time in Blackheart's life to like where like things had not been going your way and you just thought like it'd be better if you were gone, you just wanted to end it all?
For a while after my mom passed away, which was a couple years ago, she passed in June of 2018, and there was a good 3-month stretch where I just was not. I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel like sad or upset or bad or anything. I just felt nothing.
Yeah.
And I had thoughts. I wasn't ever going to act on them because I'm too much of a coward to do that. But yeah, I mean, and then my dad passed away shortly after that too. So I lost both of my parents in the same summer. It was rough. That was a rough fucking year for me. But I mean, I had a lot of other things outside of that going for me. I was still wrestling. I was still doing all my other projects that I do. So, I mean, there's always something to live for. So, I mean, never give up. Never give up.
And like, you're not the only one that's been through this. Fletch, our good buddy Cynical, Psycor, Emily, myself, and I guarantee 90% of the people in XCW.
Yeah.
So there's always something out there to live for. What's one match you want to have in XCW? Whatever you want.
Yeah, I think me and you is what I'd like to have.
Hayden
I've
Bex and Psycor seem they're pulling me out of retirement. And I'm wrestling both of them at next year's SummerMania is what I get.
I would be down to see that, honestly. But yeah, that's one match I would love to have is with you.
All right. Which company is better in your opinion? FWL, XAWA, or XCW? And it's overall. Overall better. Because obviously there's something that certain companies do better than the others, but overall, best company.
XCW. 100%. 100%. And I know that's probably going to piss a few people off, but no, XCW 100%. Just production-wise, wrestling-wise, like, don't get me wrong, XAWA does a lot of great stuff and did a lot of great stuff in their time.
A lot of excellent
I've never seen,
editing and stuff.
Yes, yeah. But I've not ever seen like the consistency that we have here in XCW, and it's amazing, and it's great. So no, XCW 100%.
Yeah, there's only one real thing I've always hated about XCW, and it's the heels sitting in the audience members. That just irritates me to my motherfucking core. If you are a heel, cameraman, I'm looking at you into the camera. If you are a heel, why would you be sitting out with the fans? You wouldn't.
No.
Opinion on the XAWA and FWL Season 3, Episode 1 that me and Fletch shot on. I'm assuming you watched it.
I did. Obviously,
I'm hoping so.
Of course I watched it. Honestly, I agreed with most everything that was said in that episode, and I enjoyed watching it. I think you hit the nail on the head on just about everything. The only thing I really kind of didn't agree with was I think you mentioned that because we do end credits in XAWA, and you said you didn't understand why we did that.
I said I didn't understand why you gave away like people's character in the credits.
We approached it the show and the production differently than XCW does. So, like, we approached it as like a regular television show that just there was wrestling involved.
Yeah.
Heavily. Whereas XCW is a wrestling show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how I approached it anyway. I was trying to be different, like more. I hesitate to say Lucha Underground because it's not going to be. It wasn't as good as Lucha Underground.
I love Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground is great.
I think there wasn't too many negative things to say about it, but like I mentioned the credits, and then I'm not a fan of what's his name?
I'm not a fan of fuck either.
Chaos Zero. Is that a wrestler?
Yeah, it is. It's the guy who plays
Travis.
Yeah, Travis. Yeah. Zero and Ogre.
I don't know why. I'm just not a fan.
Yeah, He's definitely an acquired taste, I'll tell you that. He's very set on his ways is the problem a lot of times. Sometimes he can be a little hard to work with in terms of character development. He's a he's a pleasant guy. He's a lot of fun to be around. He's a funny guy. But I think he has trouble evolving with the product or evolving with... he didn't fit in at all here when he was doing his program towards Summer Mania in XCW. And I just think that's just because he wasn't evolving to
changing with the time.
Exactly. He wasn't trying to fit in with XC. He was trying to be himself the way he was in XAWA and bring it to XCW. And it didn't work. When I came here, I had to change a few things because I knew it wasn't going to play the same as it did in XAWA. And I tried to do that to the best of my abilities. With him, it's just like he didn't try at all. And it's like it didn't fit. I love the guy to death, and I really do. But it's like there's some things you got to change if you're going to be doing that.
What are your opinions on the recent XCW exits, to name some for you?
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Hobbs, Hazard, Chris Jones, Brendan Stickle,
Carnage,
James Cerebral, Carnage, etc.
Carnage, I always figured was like a short-time deal, so I wasn't worried about that one. Although I did want to wrestle him. Brandon Hobbs, I know he's been in and out a lot, so that
injuries is a big thing.
Yeah, so didn't surprise me either. Brendan Stickle I knew was in and out a few times, so it didn't really surprise me. I also didn't know he had such a big injury that he was dealing with, but at the same time, it doesn't really surprise me. He probably wasn't long anyway if like all this doesn't clear up. So Hazard was the one that surprised me the most.
That surprised me.
That surprised me the most. There was a whole bunch of Facebook drama that went down with some independent promotions, hating on him hardcore, and he chose to take a sabbatical. I hope he comes back. It would be nice to have him back, but I don't think anybody's talked to him in forever. So I have no idea what's going on there.
It's been a few months since I talked to him. I was to get the link for my T-shirt.
Okay.
You are retiring tomorrow. Your last show is today.
I am? Oh my God.
Your last show is today. You get to book the match any way you want it with who you want it. What match is it? Who's it with?
I don't care the stipulation. I'll probably, just based on our history, probably Hayden Bex. I would not mind him taking me out for the forever. So take me out.
What is your response to people? And I get this a lot at work, and then I have to see this guy every night at work because he's our quality guy, so let's come check shit before we ship it out. And I literally will just say stuff to piss him off the rest of the night if he ever says this to me that night. What's your response when people say wrestling's fake?
Come try it. Because obviously it's scripted, yeah, I will give you that, but the bumps are real, the hits are real. It's hard to fake certain things, you know. When you land on a ladder, you're landing on a damn ladder, you know, from experience, I would say as well as I do, that if you land on something like a ladder, it's going to hurt, and there's no way around that. If you land on thumbtacks, that's going to hurt, and there's no way around that. There's not a metal plate in their back to magnetize all the thumbtacks to you. That's
if you get stabbed in the face with a fluorescent light bulb, there's no way around that.
That's not fake. Yeah.
I literally got called Scarface for the rest of the year, so it was kind of cool. But yeah, there's no way around it. Wrestling's not fake. It's scripted to a point.
Scripted, but not fake, because there are real injuries. It's real pain. It does not feel good.
And there are many people out there that watch this show. So the last and final question of the night is, what's your opinion? People trying to get their foot into the door at the XCW, and then once you get here, like whether it's with wrestlers, announcers, referees, your girlfriend is
ring announcer, yeah,
fairly new to ring announcing in XCW. Just anybody in general that might want to wrestle for XCW or be in XCW, what's your advice for them?
My advice for them would be stay consistent, show up, put in your work, pay your dues, always help out, and we're always looking for people. So don't hesitate to come down and give it your best, because we always want new people. But yeah, be sure to be consistent, pay your dues. put in the time, put in the work, put in the effort, because if you don't, it's not going to be worth a damn in the end. So.
And if you put in the effort, one person, I'm going to kind of give a little shout out here.
Okay.
One person that put in the work, Brogan O'Shea.
Correct.
He was fucking terrible.
Yes.
Fletch said, I'm going to have a match with him, and he's going to work good, or he's just not going to last. And Fletch had a match, and Brogan's world champion right now.
Yep.
Another person recently started, did the practice, is ACT.
Yep. Yep.
Brady Branson, world champion last year. Evan Phoenix, world champion last year. I mean, they put the time and the effort. It does show.
Yeah, and all these people have had banner years this year, man. They've all had great years. ACT has had a great year. Evan's had a great friggin' year. Brogan's had the best year of his career. So, yeah, it's really worked. So, yeah, put in that effort.
I do want to say thank you for everybody watching at home. Thank you, Blackheart, for joining me.
Thank you for
the
having
season finale of season 3. And yes, we will be back for season 4 of No False Finish. Join us for that.
Keep it real, I've been doing what I feel. I've been out here trying to kill every beat. I know I will. Everything I'm working on, every night another song. They've been quiet all along. They gon' notice when I'm gone.
Everybody wanna copy you, but they're not you. Everybody wanna be cool, but they're not new. Whoa, look how I go. Gonna be a dentist, I still got the flow. Never gonna lose, cause I'm still doing both. Never gonna lose, cause I've been on the road. Come to your state and I'm killing the show. Know that I'm young and I still gotta grow. Know that I'm working the most, know I'm never gonna choke. And I'm looking back down on the people below.
I've been keeping real, I've been doing what I feel. I've been out here trying to kill